Alright guys, welcome back to Last Word. Last time I got a bunch of wine tasting done, and then I decided to actually grind a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a lot. I'll be honest. But that's also because I tried battling a couple of the others in hopes. I tried battling General Standoff, and I forgot the twit over here.
Hey.
Holden. I tried battling them. Didn't get too far. I kept losing a couple times, so I just figured I might as well grind up a little bit. To show what I did get from all my grindings, I got a lot of XP from it. I got wine tasting to max. I also got a couple skills. I got common courtesy, which will give me 10 extra attack and 10 extra power. Eye contact, which I haven't started using yet, which will give me 10 extra power. Can be upgraded, which is really nice. And tipping point, which really helped me, which gives increased EXP at the end of each discourse. I also grabbed firm handshake because it seems pretty useful. I don't know how much I'll use it though. While I was grinding on Seymour, I noticed that essentially Seymour's going to get stronger even without purchasing the skill you get here at the upgrade shop. So even if you don't get the charisma boost, Seymour is going to get stronger because he's going to slowly but surely get all of your skills. So if you play against him with a skill, he's going to learn it. Aside from the EXP one, which doesn't really affect him all that much. So for instance, when I've been battling him, he slowly but surely got access to my skills, Common Courtesy and Firm Handshake. So eventually I had to stop using those, although obviously he already knew them at that point. He doesn't know eye contact yet, so I'm kind of keeping it that way. As for right now, now that I have an actual set, I think I'm going to first off go and check the wine, because I never actually did that off screen. Yep. This is probably the most expensive wine on the table. The professor must have had some exquisite tastes to enjoy in Opal Carlin. Hey, I got an achievement. Refined tastes. Where was the last one? Just wonder there was one more. There we go. And still missing a level 5 though. It's an... oh god. Okande Snow, made from Hami melons. There's nothing cheap about it. I think I'm still missing one. I'm almost certain I'm still missing one. I want to finish the wine up while I have it all. I don't think I remember where it was. Oh wait, is that it right there? There we go. Oh, cool. It tracks my stats. Ooh, we're missing a wine. No, you got me stuck again. Oh, I will cut that out. Yeah, just... Alright, that was annoying. Keep forgetting he does that. I do not know where his last wine is. I don't even see it anywhere. Anyway, there's two things I want to do quick. Because I still have to do key topics with a couple of people. I gotta do Private Prattle on General Standoff and Hold'em. Private Prattle was never an exceptional soldier, but he was inadequate and quite famous for his lineage. Having him was a boost of sorts. As long as the Prattle hold representation in armed forces, our military gets respect.
Hey.
Mrs. Prattle's son. I know him. We both sort of grew up together. McCalls and the Prattles have been pretty close for a few decades. He has a fairly scandalous history, though. He went AWOL. Moreover, he left to run off with a rather rich older lady. You might know of her. Miss Seymour of the Seymour House? Oh. Oh shoot, now I gotta ask again. Oh yeah, right, because I have to get Private Prattle, part 3 on there. Private Prattle has always had a taste for what I guess you could call aged wine. Prattle's absence was a mild blow to the reputation of the armed forces, at least in the eyes of the public. Well, I already know where we gotta go next with it, but I like to ask everyone just in case. They say Private Prattle ran off with Mrs. Seymour. More importantly, he left the forces to do so. Chasing a woman to the wilderness is the true goal of every young man, but only a coward drops his ranks and flees his duty. So you've heard. It's rather embarrassing. Mother ran off with a Prattle heir, and he's younger than me. Not only that, but she took most of the house's finances and left me in charge. Me, of all people. I've been useless for years. Needless to say, the house has been dipping into obscurity for some time now. If Mother hadn't taken all our money and left it with that damn Private Prattle, we might still be squeaking by somehow. Possibly. Seymour's a right mess when it comes to handling the Seymour house. He doesn't have much of a choice, eh? But if you think Miss Seymour stole the family funds to roll off the Prattle boy, you're mistaken. The Seymour house was bankrupt. The truth of the matter is that she agreed to sell the estate to Professor Chatters to give the money they needed to elope. Oh. This mansion is, in fact, the old Seymour estate. You can't trick an old gentleman like me. I've been here a million times over the years. Wait a minute, how does he not know that? I hate that Chatters bought the estate, but I suppose someone would have. It's a weird experience being back. How would you... I guess it makes sense to want to bring it up. It's no secret that the professor was an inspiration to many of the troops, but mostly to the ones with lesser minds, shall we say. His professorly liberal thinking was easy for the mindless followers to, indeed, follow, and some even left their rank due to his manipulation. Private Prattle, who's an endless source of that type of meaningless gossip, was one such person. He was led by Colonel Chatters, personally. Alright, well now we can fight, Mrs. Prattle. If Chatters wasn't so useful, we might have dismissed him. Prattle would still be in the armed forces then, for whatever that's worth. It's true that the Seymour house was, or is, penniless. The sale of this estate might have been of use to Mrs. Seymour's... all these names. It's been of use if Mrs. Seymour stuck around. Seymours have plenty of estates to sell, but not many would have the price and prestige the official home of Seymour family has. Professor Chatters must have paid a fortune, but why? I must really like this dusty old place. Yeah, still can't do anything with that. We have less as the judge for this one. Oh, hold that professor. He's made a fine purchase in the buying of Seymour's estate. The servant leads a bit to be desired, though. I've heard that Chatters give free rein to his servants when guests aren't making appearances. I've also heard that this servant is the only one the professor still employs. That explains why it's so calm in here. It's not that big. I mean, yes, we only explored a small amount of it from the looks of it, given this door here, but... Alright, Seymour House, we have the General and Holden. I had no idea that the head of the Seymour House eloped with Private Prattle. All that matters is that Private Prattle was a disappointment. To leave your patriotic duty in the name of love and dreams is a military sin. I can't respect it.
Yo.
That's right, I recall fairly vividly now. Private Prattle always admired older women. Running off Miss Seymour was a classic move. Can't really blame the fellow. Mrs. Seymour was quite the sight. Alright, all I have left, newest invention. We still have to do the photography ones and the wine tasting. Admittedly, this does get a little repetitive. Young ones can flutter about trying to solve how the professor's contraption functions, but I just don't have the energy. I let the railroad take me where it pleases, as they say. I don't need to know locomotives do what they do. I don't need to know how locomotives do what they do, just that they do it. Alright. Do photography. See, working for Messenville, the bottling company? Very interesting. They should really upgrade to wine bottles. Do they take pictures they use for advertisements, labels, the walls of the meeting room, Sunday picnics? What? You should have considered becoming a military photographer. We'd send you around the world. I like photography, but photographers are more important. Cameras and pictures aren't animate, but people are. I can interact with a photographer. I am right now, actually. And that's much more relevant to me than the pictures taken. I always prefer the artist to the art. That's actually kind of an interesting take. Although I know he's also kind of just doing it to flirt. Masinbo, eh? The buy bottle wine. Actually, what am I doing? I think I didn't mention it, but now that I've kind of done photography, I should point out that wine tasting's kind of pointless now that I just remembered that. I kept doing it as I leveled up the wine tasting, and really all they do is just talk about their favorite types of wine, and honestly, it's kind of pointless. Let's continue with Private Prattle, though. Private Prattle always looked up to his superiors in the military. It's no surprise that a great inventor inspired him to go after his dreams. And then we'll do 3 battles that I gotta get done. The fact that Private Prattle left the military to pursue his childish dreams is downright absurd. Knowing that Chatters was in some way responsible for this is even more disappointing. Damn his charming smile. So yeah, we have these 2 left. I just noticed the sound effect he makes. Private Prattle and Professor Chatters were awfully close, they say, before he went AWOL. He and the professor mingled quite a bit. Can we talk about this later? Maybe after I finish this next class? Oh, okay. That's really all I wanted to do since I know that wine tasting is absolutely pointless. Alright, let's do the 2 fights I wanted to do first before the quote-unquote boss.
Oh.
Get Holden. Wait. Why does it say his is done? I never beat him. Guess I won't do that one? Interesting. I will try to do General Standoff if I can. As a soldier, I'm open to hearing the opinions of civilians. Would you like to speak up? Why have you never joined the forces? I feel I have enough potential in my life. You're clearly implying that the military is for those without potential, and you, without a house to fall back on. Gossip House is indeed a former house, and most people in my position would enlist simply to regain some sort of prestige. Yet I haven't, and to reiterate, is because I have the potential to garner prestige without the prescribed methods of the military. You do what again? I am the head photographer at the Masinbo Corporation. Yes, you're truly living up to your potential. All my soldiers and I risk our lives for the welfare of our great nation. You take pictures for a company that bottles syrup water. You overestimate your worth and underestimate mine. Let us expand on why you're wrong. I do admit the kind of openings they have. Also, this also press the shift key as it shows in the top left to analyze. Although you can only seem to compose mentality, enhance peace of mind, recovers the composure in dismissive phrases, no matter the tone. Yeah, but for you can only. Oh my god, stop. The moaning sounds so weird. But you can only seem to do the topmost special skill, which kind of stinks because I can't swap any of the abilities. Anyway, I don't know what she's gonna start out with, so let's get ahead of ourselves by getting a few extra points. Alright. It's fine with me, clicking over. Get quite a few in power. Yeah, still not too bad. Let's see, circle. No, let's do common. Be submissive. Because you messed up, you gave me a chance to do the max for submissive. Which gives me a ton of tact. Did she just heal herself? Interesting. Be aggressive though. You will be... No, you gotta be subtle. Ow. No, now I can be overt. And if I'm lucky, I can win the next round. Heck, she's gonna heal. Yep, that's fine, because I win. Alright, that's one down. Ooh, that's a nice little bit of chunk of experience. You're a tough opponent, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm right. So now what do? Nothing. Well, other than you handing over your pride. That's a physical impossibility. Your rank? That wouldn't work. Your fashion sensibility? If I give you this bow tie, will you leave me alone? Yes.
Oh.
Are you satisfied? I'm never satisfied. For the sake of this conversation, certainly. I wonder if you can be stupid enough to challenge the judge. I'm gonna quickly increase my bows. What's this? I actually didn't check this one. Here's eye contact. Move forward one peg. We're power that tier. Wow. So if I have a full power gauge, that seems stupid. Because in most situations, I'm going to be draining that power to get tact. Start each course with 10 extra tact. Oh, I messed that one up. Huh, okay, that seems neat. I think that's actually what the general was using. And we'll grab eye contact too. That way I have all of our abilities, because I think we're going to need it. I'm going to save, and then we will do that fight. I can't believe the professor has the gall to experiment on his guests. Has he no honor? It is rather surprising. I'd expect a formal colonel to have at least some ethical code. I'm beginning to think all these talks of his good deeds are simply renders to aid his reputable reputation. He must have some merit. Your son was quite taken by his influence, wasn't he? What could you possibly know of my son? From what I hear, the professor inspired many people to leave the armed forces. Your son was no exception. What are you saying? Don't sound so flustered. Everyone knows they left the military prematurely to run off with the head of Seymour's house. The sale of this estate enabled them to elope. Elope? Horrid! Absurd! Treacherous! You can't possibly believe that my young boy would take part in such a ridiculous scandal. He's still working for the great country, proudly making his father proud. There's hardly a point to contest. This is the reality of it. Your searches are incorrect, you trollop. Alright, time for a rematch. Let's get the higher ground as always. So she seems to go aggressive really quickly. No, let's do it again. Make her lose her composure. Yeah, she... Whoa! Whoa! That's what on earth skills do you have?
Yeah.
Enhanced outcome effect. Power whenever landing on a reddish peg. Oh, okay. So whenever she lands on the middle, she gets more. Oof. That's a scary thought. Oh, I hit the wrong one. Oh, shoot. That might bite me in the butt. That's gonna give her a lot. Well, that's fine, because that gives me a lot to overt here. Oh, and it does heal me. That's nice. That's definitely what the general had. Being able to gain some composure is definitely nice. Alright, for us. Be subtle. Okay, I should win next round. Yep. Alright, there you go. We defeated Miss Falar Prattle. And look at all that juicy XP. And we earned a bow. Earned 2 bows. Now that you stopped investing in your simple delusions, maybe we can work with each other. I suppose that's a possibility. I don't much care for you, but you're right. My son has disgraced the Prattle name, and it's no use hiding it. Everyone knows. But very few people seem to realize that it's Professor Chatter's fault that he acted out of his boyish daydreams. Yes, indeed. That is an angle my husband and I had never fully considered. It isn't my son's fault he toyed with romantic fantasies. Every young man does that. The blame should be firmly placed on someone else. Everyone steps up to one cliff's edge or another when they're young, but few step off. The superior officer should have provided guidance away from that cliff. Instead, Chatters pushed it. And your son, bringing down the Prattle's name. Could it be that I was invited to this party to play the fool once again? Was taking my son not enough for Chet Chatters? It's possible. We're all currently trapped here by his mechanical manipulation. They could be capable of many Sorry, there's like, I don't know if that's rain or what that... never mind. You could be capable of many devious and petty acts. I, for one, have had enough of this absurdity. I'm going to demand to see the professor immediately. Servant, I require your presence. I'm the only person here of that noble profession, so you must be referring to me. If you don't allow me to see the professor this very minute, I'm going to... To what, exactly? You're going to get even more drunk on the great professor's fine wines? I've barely had a few drinks. And yet I can practically smell your breath from across the table. Do us all a favor and enjoy the hospitality you've been shown. This little experiment won't last much longer, I assure you. How dare you walk away from me? What a curious situation. Well, I've had it up to here with all this. The professor will pay for spoiling the Prattle name and trapping me in this little charade. Let's see how the professor's marvelous invention withstands an 11-year-aged bottle of watermelon port.
Oh.
Mrs. Prattle, what in the world are you doing? Something I should have done earlier this evening. The professor suggested we enjoy the wine, and I plan to do just that. You haven't thought this through.
Oh.
Mr. McCall is absolutely correct. There is a priceless opal carlin in your hand. Surely you meant to grab the Ambleton. Oh my god. Ugh.
Oh.
Dear heavens, that opal carlin barely had a chance to breathe.
Yo.
This is truly a sad day for good port, Mr. Boasting. That is an adequate assessment, Mr. McCall. Even as a former serviceman, I can hardly say I've seen something quite so ghastly. Ladies and gentlemen, I have splendid news. According to my readouts, the mouth has been thoroughly soaked in liquid and glass. That's not the good news, though. The good news is that it still functions flawlessly. This is no small part due to my tedious preparations, of course. I am a certified genius. And although I'm literally quivering with anger, I have to appreciate the fact that my invention will be put through this test of passion. You're a monster, Chatters. You have been nothing but a blight to my family. I realize that some of you may be saying that I am some kind of monster. To that, I must reenact my scoff from earlier. Scoff! Now that my throat has been thoroughly cleared, I must make something even clearer, extra clear. Clearer than my now scoffed throat. All of you should remain here until my research has been fully finished. Do any of you contest?
Ah,
You can't expect us not to take issue with that. I presume some of you may have taken issue with this. Fair enough. And I must confess that none of you have any say in the matter. And that is that. The blessed professor can't hear us, Mr. McCall. Your silver tongue is of no use. I feel quite the fool to attempting to gauge in his devilish discourse. Don't be too hard on yourself, Mr. McCall. There's not much we can do in the face of this terrible power he has over us. Ah, yes, and before I forget, Miss Gossip, I require your presence in my study within the next 5 minutes. Me? Yes, you, Miss Gossip. Although I'm only repeating myself out of childish joy at this point, this mouth is a rather fun contraction. I shall leave you to your evening. Please refrain from harming the mouth any more than you already have. The dirty scoundrel. You summoned me? For someone who practically assaulted a servant and trying to get in here, you're awfully calm. I don't like being persuaded into your study by that mouth. Excuse me if I'm a bit tired. You're a photographer, yes? I am, the head photographer at Missinbo. What does a bottling company need with a photographer? Everyone needs a photographer, Mr. Chatters. Picture's worth 1,000 words, and you know how important words can be. More than anyone, perhaps. Why does he look like a weird-ass Willy Wonka? The real question is, why didn't you invite me to this gathering without knowing my profession or place of work? That's not a matter of importance. Yet. For now, we have business. Business. I have plenty more questions. Why have you called us here? Why us? How does the mouth work? Why can't we leave? There's an ancient story of a man who held the power of words in his hand, quite literally. A word was engraved on a stone. When he spoke the word aloud, people would simply collapse. Furthermore, he was immune to all forms of discourse. No matter the outcome of a conversation, he would walk away unscathed, completely in control. You ignore my questions. You must let me finish, Miss Gulch. Even without my machine, I am much more skilled than you are. You stand no chance. In the legends, it was thought that the stone had the power, and that the word activated that power, but I believe otherwise. I believe that the word, written on any object, can be wielded as mighty as any sword. To hold it is to know it and to use it. Why would a renowned man of science invent such a fairy tale? What good is magic to a professor? Magic has its place in the world. Magic is simply a term for science we do not yet understand. Miss Seymour is a strong woman. She had most of the other houses under her control. My inside sources say that she showed signs of having the word. No need to get into details, but everyone knows she was quite powerful, invincible. That is, until I convince Private Prattle to seduce her and leave the country. If this word existed, she surely took it with her. Not necessarily. There's hardly a reason to hold on to objects in the passions of a nighttime I never heard that word before. Nighttime tryst. Once fully disrobed, Prattle convinced her to leave. Well, that seems really fucked up. Small details of the situation are hard to explain, but I assure you there is no chance she took the object with her. William made certain of it. William? The remainder of the guests have calmed down for now, Professor. The mouse has upset them, but they show no signs of leaving. Excellent work, William. I was just informing Miss Gossip about my master plan. I hope you left some details to her vivid imagination. Not many, but I like to be fairly thorough in divulging secret conspiracies to semi-strange guests. So you used Mrs. Seymour's servant to ensure that she fled the estate without any of her personal belongings. Little good it did. She had apparently hid the word away before attending to private prattling. And this is where you come in, Miss Caution. You are a fresh set of eyes and ears. You are quite persuasive to boot. Your power suggestions have pitted Mrs. Prattle against us. That's a new mess we need to clean. More importantly, you get along with Seymour. Repair to the Seymour house. We must have some information. Why not question him yourself? Why not use the mouth? We will if we have to, but for now it's best not to apply too much pressure. And using the mouth would inform everyone of our plan. As stupid as this plan sounds, what makes you think I will go along with it? You refuse? I'm not daft. Of course I refuse. Allow me to persuade you then. Oh. Well, this is awkward. Oh, you can bet I'm gonna... Well, I don't know, that's a lot of levels. I'll debate on it. I might do that later down the line. I might try to see if I can level up to a point where I can go up against him this early on. Turns out you're a much better listener than you thought, Harry. Now here's the deal. You're going to wean as much information about the word as possible from young Master Seymour without letting on too much about our plan. Once you've discovered information we might find of use, you are to report to William. Calling me Sir is an option, but not a demand. I also prefer pet names, like Your Highness and Mr. Superior. Go with whatever feels right. Is this perfectly clear? I'll be done before you knew it. Chapter 3, Futility, or A Fate Worse Than Mild Inconvenience. Well, shoot. I think I'm gonna end it here, everyone. Got through quite a lot, and you can bet, well, I wouldn't bet on it, but I'll debate on it. About maybe doing a little side thing where I level up to the point where I can fight against him, like on even odds. Let's see what happens. But until then, next time. See ya.